Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Erica with Memory Box Candle Co. And I make videos all about making and selling candles. I also frequently make videos like this where I just kind of do vlog style videos when I go pick up my orders at California Candle Supply. So I'm going to go pick up, it's a relatively small order. It's just some tart wax and some matte black tins. So it takes me about an hour to get over there. And typically while I wait for my order to be ready and for them to put it out on the curb outside of their building, I like to film a topic. So that is what we are going to be doing today. Also, I have been a glasses wearer pretty much my whole life. I've always worn glasses ever since high school, and I've really never owned a pair of sunglasses in my adult life, but I got sunglasses. They're just like cheap ones from Amazon. I don't know what sunglasses are cool, you guys. So I literally just got these. I thought they were pretty cute. I gotta be honest though, seeing myself with sunglasses is like the weirdest thing in the whole world. I do not ever wear sunglasses. So yeah, we're gonna go to California Candle Supply. I'm like trying to act all cool, like doing this. All right, see you guys soon. Alright guys, hello. I just went to California Candle Supply. There was so much traffic, it was ridiculous. I think about half the time that I was driving here was actually in traffic, which is great. Let me see if I can show you guys. I have all of my boxes in the back, and I got a total of 200 matte black tins. I got two 50-pound boxes of TW30, which is my tart wax. I honestly didn't know if I would be able to carry it into my car, but I did. It wasn't too bad actually, and luckily you're able to just kind of pull up pretty close to it so I didn't have to walk too far. Not like when I was carrying wax up to my house when we had like the huge order of wax. Okay, it's gonna get really hot in here, so I decided to take off my sweater. But what did I want to talk about in today's video? I guess maybe just give you guys an update on what I've been focusing on, what I've been preparing for. I actually spoke with a CPA yesterday, and I did get some questions answered. Nothing that I really want to discuss in this video just because I don't completely understand everything all the way. So I don't really want to be talking about too much, but what I do know and what I do know that I need to focus on is inventory management. So I should have from the very beginning, and if you guys aren't, you need to. It is extremely important for those of us that run a business with inventory. So the one thing that I did learn, and if you guys have seen my how much money I made in 2020 video, I talked about my profit and loss and basically the fact that I did lose money in my candle business because I spent so much on inventory versus the amount that I actually made. Well, I found out, and I did have actually somebody make a comment, and that really got my mind spinning of, okay, maybe I need to look into this. Like, I need to ask a CPA this because I don't know if I'm supposed to only write off the items that I used for the finished product and sold that. So for instance, if I purchased 10 cases of jars, but I only used 5 cases of jars and sold those candles with those jars, and there were still 5 cases of jars left over, I still have that as an expense category, but technically it's not an expense because you didn't use it for a finished good. So that changes everything, and that really got me thinking of, wow, I really do need to focus on inventory. That is so important to know exactly how much inventory you have. And to be completely honest, this whole time when I've had you guys ask me questions on how do you keep track of inventory, like what is your inventory management system, I never thought I needed it because I'm like, I only have, maybe 20 to 30 candles for sale at once. I was thinking this whole inventory management of my actual retail items, of my actual finished goods that I was selling, when it's actually so much more than that. It is your actual materials that you use for your finished goods. So you need to know how much of that is left over at the end of the year. You need to have that value amount. So that is what I am doing right now. I have a scheduled appointment with her, with my CPA, 2 weeks from yesterday. So I have an appointment on the 18th, and I am basically going to be doing my 2020 taxes and talk to her and discuss what I need to be prepared for 2021, because I mean, it's still relatively early on in the year. I can catch up on, inventory and stuff like that and make sure that I'm preparing for everything correctly. And I just want to make sure that I am prepared to actually go and do my taxes. So I asked her what I needed to bring with me. So she told me the items that I need to bring and make sure that I have that inventory amount. So I'm going to have to go back on my bank statements, on how many candles I sold, on how much value of inventory I have left over. So I understand the concept, so it doesn't really make me nervous in the sense of like, oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming. I mean, it is kind of, but I feel like the more I'm organized, the more organized I get, the easier it's going to be. And the first year in business and doing taxes, I feel like we are all learning and we all don't know what to keep track of. So I feel like in the beginning of starting your business, talking with a CPA and talking with a business attorney, so important, because you can really set yourself up for understanding these things as you move forward in your business, and you aren't left just kind of thinking like, okay, I have no idea what I'm doing. And then at the end of the year, you're kind of just like, all right, I mean, I made this much, I think. I don't know how much I spent. And, there's so much that goes into it. And I totally understand those feelings because I'm going through that right now. Luckily, I have been using QuickBooks, which QuickBooks is my bookkeeping software. I recommend it to everybody, whether or not you do QuickBooks Self-Employed, QuickBooks Online, whatever it is, whatever version you guys want to use. I personally use QuickBooks Self-Employed. I don't know if I technically need that one. I'm going to talk to my CPA about that because the version that I use allows me to do quarterly taxes. But again, when I'm incorporated, I don't know how that's all going to work. Speaking of which, for being incorporated, I got my EIN number yesterday and I'm so excited. And it said Memory Box Candle Co. Inc. So Memory Box Candle Co. Incorporated. I'm in probably the mid to late part of being incorporated for the whole finishing process and all that. And I'm super stoked. I'm so excited. It's kind of crazy because I just never knew that it would really get that serious. I mean, I knew that I've always wanted to make my business like a serious business, but when you actually go through the process and the steps and you realize what you're doing, it's really overwhelming, and it can be just, I mean, it's exciting, but it's really overwhelming, especially with all the little things that you have to do when you're incorporated. So I'm going to be learning all of that. My CPA told me that if I'm a visual person, then she will visually show me a lot of these things in person when I meet with her in a couple weeks. And I told her that will help out a lot because she did tell me a lot of things over the phone, but it was just kind of hard to follow. So I'm really, really looking forward to learning all of this. I love learning, and I love learning things that are going to be beneficial to me. I don't want to be left in the dark with all of this, and I feel like I've been left in the dark so much, and I've put myself in that position, and I just never wanted to branch out and learn because I thought that if I stayed ignorant, then everything would be okay because I wouldn't have to be stressed about the process of having it overwhelm me, of learning all the legal stuff and the tax stuff. Because of course, as we know, that is the least fun part about starting a business. The most fun part is creating the products and the logos and the fragrance oils. It's so much more fun to do that stuff, but the tax stuff and the business stuff is like a whole nother part of it that we typically like to just push to the side because it's not that fun. So anyways, I thought that I would be able to open up my website this coming up Monday, which was March 8th, but I haven't heard back from my attorney on all of the legal online website agreements and stuff that he's writing up for me. So I'm not going to be able to open up my shop until I have that ready, and then that we go over it and make sure that he looks over my website and sees how I put it on the website and all that stuff. So I got a little ahead of myself, like I always do. I've been wanting to open up my website for so long, and I know that I just have to be patient, and I'm so excited for it, but I know that I need to just be a little bit more patient. It's okay if it doesn't open up for another week or 2 or 3, just depending on how everything goes. And I was telling my boyfriend this yesterday because I never want to be really wishy-washy with you guys or tell you guys I'm going to do something and then I don't do it. And I was getting, I get emotional a lot, you guys. I'm a very emotional person. I'm a Pisces. I cry a lot. It's just the way that I am. So if I ever feel really overwhelmed over something, I immediately will start crying and tell my boyfriend, you know, everything that's on my mind. So that happened last night. And I guess I was just feeling that I don't ever want to be that person that is telling you guys these things are going to happen, and then it doesn't happen when I say it's going to happen. And my boyfriend made a good point. He said, well, it just kind of proves that in business, things are kind of, sometimes it's not in your control. Sometimes you do have to wait for things. Sometimes things don't happen right away when you plan for them to happen, and that it's okay to share that with you guys. For if you guys have been wanting to open up a website and then something happens and you have to push it back, that it's okay for that to happen. So I really appreciated him saying that, because in the moment I was just thinking, like, if I don't open my website on Monday, then I'm just lying to everybody. But that's not true. I just got ahead of myself and I forgot about the whole legal stuff, which I don't know how I could have forgotten about that. My wallet didn't forget about that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just want to share that part with you guys. I love these curbside pickup vlogs because I get to just kind of talk and let you guys know what's on my mind. One thing I did want to mention at the end of this video was just kind of talking more about the inventory management, because I am focusing really, really hard right now to make sure that I have a good inventory system to keep track of everything that I'm using when I use it, and keep updating it when I get new shipments in of products, and I can put those into my inventory system, just so it's so much easier at the end of the year to put a value on everything, because I'll actually see how many items are left over. So I have been trying out a inventory program. It's called Inventora. I'll leave it in the description box below if you guys want to check it out. It's still in the, what do you call, like a beta stage, I want to say. I don't know. They're still working on it, and they're still taking, you know, any kinds of, I don't want to say criticisms, but any kinds of recommendations on what would make it better, from the people that are using it. So it is designed and created from a fellow candle maker. She is so sweet. And she had reached out to me to see if this was something that I would be interested in trying. And I'm like, yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing with inventory management. So I will leave her Instagram right here. Her name is Diana. If you guys are not following her, definitely go follow her. Her whole brand, everything is super inspiring. Her website is beautiful, but she decided to create this to help her out. And she realized that it would probably help out a lot of other candle makers too. So I'm still getting the hang of it, trying to put in all of my inventory in there and getting used to it. But once I get the hang of it, everything's in there. I have all of my products in there. It's going to be so much easier, so much better to have an inventory system where I can actually physically see how much I have, because there's been so many times where I've gone to make candles and I'm like, I don't have any more of that fragrance oil. I thought that I had more of white sage and lavender, but I guess I don't. And then that would go out the window. I'd have to order more, or I'd go to make more tins like I did, and I realized that I was running so low on them. And I'm like, I swore, I thought I had another box of that. And nope, didn't have another box. But want to know how I could have figured that out was actually having an inventory system. And what's nice about this is that you can put a minimum level. So if you only want to have 50 jars left before you want to order more, it'll turn red once you reach that limit that you've used that many. So it's really cool. Again, I'll leave it in the description if you guys want to check it out. I'll probably do a video, like a review video on it, just because, I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. You can have your materials and all of the materials materials that you use for everything, and then also your finished products too, and in 2 separate categories. So, but anyways, guys, I'm probably gonna end this right here. As you guys know, I talk a lot. I could keep talking for forever, so I am just gonna end it right here. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, go ahead and leave it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at MemoryBoxCandoCo, and follow Diana as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Sure that you guys are... Sorry, there's like... I think somebody put a hat... I think somebody put a hat on like this part of their car, so I literally thought somebody was just like staring directly at me over there without moving. That was really weird.